The largest ski resort in Finland, Levi is surrounded by lovely Lappish nature with polar nights, lots of snow and crispy mornings. Now you have a chance to combine free time in the nature and work at Levi Restaurants. Let's find out more on this TE Live. So telling us more about working at Levi Restaurants, we have restaurant manager Nina Vahtaranta with us today. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well, Levi Restaurants runs 7 restaurants around the Levi Fell. What kind of restaurants are they?
Yes, we have 7 different restaurants and they are all around Levi Fell. We have a cafetero, as the name said, it's a cafe, so lots of special coffee drinks, other drinks too, and also buns and sandwiches and so on. Then we have Draivi. The Draivi name comes from a golf course, which is just beside there. Levi Restaurant is concentrating on pizza. So we have a pizza buffet, pizza on a plate, of course, then French fries and some salads too. And lots of also mint hot chocolate is the thing what Finnish people love in the wintertime. Yeah. Then we have Sivakka, that is on the south part of Levi Fell. That is the biggest and also the busiest restaurant we have. There's also a really, really nice terrace. In the springtime, the sun is shining there all day long, so it's a nice place to have a little drink also. In Sivakka, there is lots of burgers we sell. I think the most we have sold in one day is 800, so that maybe tells a little bit about the amount of the customers.
Yeah.
Then we have a Gondoli restaurant that is actually in the end of the slope where there is kept the World Cup for the ladies every year in November. And there we have a buffet, lunch, and then also a cafe. And the lunch is made like homemade lunch. On top of the Gondoli lift, we have a small house which is called Firekeeper's House. So that is old firekeepers, really, they've been looking for fire there. At the moment, it's a small place with hot dogs and donuts and mint hot chocolate. And then we have a Horizont. That is the only place we have kind of a la carte menu. Small 100 places on the top, nearly on the top of the hill of the Levi. So there is a nice view. So there, even from the kitchen, you can see like 100 kilometers away. Really nice place. And then we have Vinkkari. This is an after ski restaurant. So it's open only for 2 months. We don't have so much food there, but it's really compact 2 months party from 3 till 7.
Okay.
So that's the different restaurants we have.
Yes, lots of variety.
Yes, definitely.
Well, please remember, you who are watching this live, that you can also ask Nina your own questions via our chat. We will also have Euros advisors answering you in writing, so this is the perfect chance to ask questions, for example, about working in Finland and about the upcoming online recruitment event, Work in Lapland. Next, you will get to hear more about working at Levi Restaurants from their employee Jenna.
I have been working in restaurants last 21 years. First I started as a bartender and I worked as a bartender like 10 years. And after that I started to take jobs from places where we serve food. So I have been serving food, selling drinks and stuff last 20 years. We were moving to North and I didn't have a job yet. So I started to check from internet places available and I found it a Levi Restaurants place open. I called restaurant manager and we talked and I sent her my application and then we called again and here I am. Since that I have been working in Levi Restaurants. Our days in a restaurant depends, of course, the restaurants where we are working, but I think the days are quite normal in every place. We start the day planning it, we make everything ready for customers because then when customers comes, we need to be there for them. so we don't have time to prepare anything. And we do dishes, we clean, we sell things, we do everything normal, which includes working in restaurants, and everybody does everything. Here in North you meet really many people. Also working here is different than in other places because it's so hectic, and in winter there are a lot of people from different countries, different ages. You meet so different kind of people, so I think that's really nice. I think most challenging parts in my job are also different kind of people, because you need to work really different kind of people. There are many languages, many cultures, and also the work is really busy, and you never know what kind of day it's going to be, because we don't know about the weather. If it's windy, probably we don't have customers because the elevators can't be open, so people can't go to slopes, and some days our restaurants are full of people, so you never know what is going to happen. I think you should come to work at Levi Restaurants because of Lapland in Finland. It's so unique here. The nature is so pure, and we have northern lights, reindeers, real winter. Winter is really dark, and the spring, when the sun comes, it's so warm and bright, and everybody should see Lapland in the winter and in the spring. And of course we have also really nice place to work, good benefits. I think it's an adventure to come to work at Levi Restaurants.
Well, Nina, what kind of job experience or education background or personality is required to work at Levi Restaurants?
Because we have so many different restaurants, so we are actually hiring with different levels of experience before and education background. So we don't necessarily need a person who is a chef as educated chef. Mm-hmm. And work experience as a chef, we would like to have minimum 1 year, anyway 2 years, so that there is an idea how the things works in the kitchen, and it's easier to jump into the team, because the season is very short anyway, and we don't have too much time. We have always 2, 3, 4 days for the people, so they can come into the restaurants and into the work and into the system before they are counted as one, as we say so. And as a personality, I would say people with the open mind, a little bit adventurous, as Jenna said there, and happy, and making also the team happy, so that we are trying to do so that the restaurant and the kitchen are helping each other, so there is no limits between the kitchen and the restaurant side. Yes. So open-minded, I think, is the most important thing.
Yeah, and especially chefs you're looking for.
Yes,
right now.
we are especially chefs looking at the moment, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, Jenna talked about Levi Restaurants having different kinds of people as clients, but also as customers, clients and employees. How do you manage all the cultural differences and age differences and just different personalities in general?
Yes, that is a big question. We are always trying to build the teams, like when we are hiring people. So of course we get kind of an idea what kind of person is. So we are doing the teams in different restaurants so that they would fit together. Our advance is that we have so many restaurants. So if somewhere it doesn't work, then we can change positions in different restaurants, between the restaurants. Of course, we are, as I said, we are looking for open-minded people and happy people. But of course, there is always some crossings comes between every people and every age. Yeah. But we also have people from 18 till 64 working for us. So we have kind of learned it a few past years how to figure it out. and we just try to keep people talking to each other. That is the most important thing, to talk. And then we have made for people who come from abroad, so this kind of a survival kit, so that there would be information about the Finnish, of course, the laws and our restaurants and our systems, about Levi, and also about working in Finland, because to work in Finland is a bit different compared to some other countries. Yeah. I've been myself living in Germany and in Denmark, so I kind of know a little about different cultures. Not all, but little. Yeah. So we are trying to help people to come in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in Finland, collective agreements are made for different fields of business, and they specify things like minimum salary level, working hours, and holidays. So Finland also offers many benefits like free education and public healthcare that is paid with tax revenues. So taxes, social security payments and pension are taken from the salary, and tax rate for an employee is progressive, so it depends on your income. The more money you earn, the more taxes you'll pay. More information about these issues can be found from the links that we have put in the chat. But Nina, what's the salary like for Levi Restaurants workers?
Yes, we follow the collective agreement from the start, and then after that it depends of the person itself, how much they have background to work in the kitchen, and how they are doing their work. So of course there is limits, higher limits. We cannot pay like whatever we want, but let's say between a little bit under 13 until 14 and a half. Plus of course there comes the benefits then. Yeah. And extras for the holidays and evenings.
Yes, and that's hourly pay.
That's hourly pay, yes. And we do the contracts by hours in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Yes. And how many hours per week does one work?
For the chefs, it would be, the average is 37 and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. And then, of course, some weeks there might be a bit more, and then some weeks we give more free time. Yeah. So that everybody has 2 days off in general per week.
Okay. Well, do you provide any additional benefits on top of the salary?
Yes, we have actually, because we are a daughter company to Levi Ski Resort, is the right word. Yeah. So anyway, we can offer our employees free ski tickets to the lifts for the slalom downhill skiing.
Yes, exactly,
yes.
Yeah.
And then all the skis and helmets, snowboards, snowshoes, so they are free of charge for our employees. So that is a really good benefit, especially when if you like the outdoor living.
Yes.
Then we also have for our employees a free time insurance in top of the normal insurance what comes from the work.
Okay.
So lawful. So that is a good benefit also. So we get people straight away and quickly to the hospital or the doctor anyway and see how it is.
Yeah, good. Well, what about apartments? Do you provide those?
We have apartments for our employees. They are not free of charge. We take 250 euros per month. That's including the water and the electricity.
Okay.
And they are about 1.5 kilometers from the center of the Levi. But there is a bus which is also free of charge for our employees. So the closest bus stop is like 500 meters. Okay. It's not too far. Yeah. And with the bus, you get around the whole fell, so you get to work also. Don't have to walk.
Yes, good. Well, now it's your turn to ask the questions. Let's see what we have here in the chat. We have many pre-sent questions, but well, Neri is looking for cleaner job. Can you find cleaner jobs with you?
At the moment, I am not actually sure. Yeah. We are looking for, but we are nearly a contract. But then there is also lots of other companies who need cleaners in Levi area. Yeah. But if you want, you can send me a CV and then I can forward it.
Okay.
No problem.
A pre-sent question. I am from non-EU country. Can I apply?
Yes, you can. That's no problem. You should be in good time because it takes a little bit time for you to get the work permission. Usually it takes month, 2 months, depending of the queues in our system. But that is no. Yes, you can.
Yeah. Yes, no problem. Yeah. Yes, and another question. I need free visa, free flight ticket, sponsorship job in Lapland. Is it possible or not?
Free flight tickets is not an option for us. No, no. I'm not sure if some other companies doing it in Lapland, but we are not at the moment. No.
Yeah. And then, hello, I am from Nicaragua in Central America. I was wondering if I can apply. Where can I send my updated CV? So he wants to have an email address.
Yeah, well, I don't know if maybe it's better to write it down, but I can I can spell it if somebody's there with a pen and a paper. It takes a while now.
Maybe we can write it in the
yes,
in
I
the
think
chat
we'll put it in the chat. Then
later.
It's, yes,
it's maybe easier.
Yeah.
I would love to apply for a waitress job in a restaurant. How will I apply?
Unfortunately, we have our waitress positions are fulfilled at the moment, so we do not have any more. But I know there is lots of restaurants who are looking for the waitresses still. So it's just, I think best way to go is the TE pages and look for there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, jobmarket.com. I think it's the right page. Hello, I would like to inquire if there is any possibilities for someone outside EU to apply. Yeah, well, we already covered that one. What kind of accommodation do you provide for employees not living in the Levi region? Accommodation costs? Well, you also...
Yeah, well, the cost came already. The accommodation is so that we have 3-bedroom apartments where there's a kitchen, a living room, a balcony, then sauna. It's a really important part of the Finnish living.
Yes.
And shower and 2 toilets. And there is in the high seasons, which are the Christmas time and then in the springtime. So there's always 2 people sharing 1 room. That way we get place to live for everybody. Yeah. And that was the 250 a month.
Yes. Yes, more apartment questions. Do I need to be fluent in Finnish in order to work?
Not as a chef, no. We have people who speak English, and actually last year we had a little problem with this because one of our chefs wasn't so good with English, but then we made A4 papers and then we put French fries on the other side and on the other side ranskalaiset, which is the Finnish word for it, and then they were showing it. So we'll find like a way out of it, but no need for Finnish speaking with the chefs.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. Please do send in more questions if you have any, because the chat will be open for another 10 minutes, and Nina is ready to answer you in writing to the rest of the questions. Okay, Nina, why is it a great idea to apply to work at Levi Restaurants for this winter season?
Well, I'd say because we have so many different kind of restaurants, so there is an option for nearly everybody. And then there's also a possibility to change the restaurant if it doesn't feel like it. And of course, the nature in Levi, and Levi anyway is the biggest ski resort, as you said before. There is a lively restaurant, nightlife also for the young people, and then good food, lots of huskies, lots of reindeer, northern lights, and of course we are like doing the daytime hours because the restaurants are open during the day. We don't open in the evenings or in the nights, so that also gives a nice rhythm for the life that you don't have to do the morning and the evening, but it's more like basic system, if I can say so. But it's a lovely place, spirit of Levi.
Yes. Good. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
So there you go. If you would like to gain some restaurant work experience while enjoying the slopes of Levi Ski Resort, then go ahead and send your applications through the link we have put in the chat. Also, don't forget the upcoming online recruitment event Work in Lapland, where Levi Restaurants will also be present, among with other employers from northern Finland. We'll leave you with this teaser about the event and wish you the best of luck in finding your dream job in Lapland. Moi moi!
Heippa!
Work in Lapland is an online recruitment event, and there will be employers from northern Finland posting their job opportunities. Also, there will be information about working and living in Finland. To participate in Work in Lapland event, you only need a computer or a smart device and a working internet connection. This event takes place on the European jobdays.eu. The event, Work in Lapland, will be launched already in May, so keep an eye on the platform and you might find your job even before September.